I think that if I do mine now, I think I've got 2 minutes, and I think that that gives me a uh, a target, shall we say? So I think that's. Can you see my screen, everybody? Yeah. Okay. This is mine, and I promise that I'll be probably about 3 or 4 minutes. So we'll probably go on a little bit over there. Can you see, Agnieszka? Can you see my screen? Can you?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can all see. That's great.
Okay.
Okay. Just a very brief overview from me as to a research agenda which we're looking at, which is personally of interest to me, because we're looking at universities and networks and competitiveness. And this is just an overview of the agenda. And I think that as we have TCI network here, which is really promoting the practitioner aspects of clusters, and we have university networks here promoting the more academic side. I just wanted to promote this idea of networks and competitiveness and universities. And so, to be very brief, and I promise you that I will be about 3 or 4 minutes, universities and competitiveness in the next normal, what's going to happen, okay? And what are some of the challenges? What's staying the same? Universities, their contribution to competitiveness is an important aspect which we're looking to study. Okay, not only in terms of the status of the university and the value of an academic degree and upholding of academic standards, but also for people employable skills. Okay, we focus on this very much at CAMED. Life learning skills as well, the digital transformation, actually the changing the platform that we're learning on and that we're teaching. And also important factors like the direction and the confidence of students at an age where students have to make big decisions in their lives. Okay, so it's a tough job, and I think it's an important stage of people's lives. And looking back, this is an institution which I have very, very close links with. It's the Royal Institution in London, and it's been around for 200 years. It started off as the place where Michael Faraday discovered the link between electricity and magnetism. And nowadays, the same lecture hall is still in operation, nearly 150 years later. They've changed they've embraced the digital age, and the kids, there's mainly the kids at school, but they have links with universities. 200 years later, they've evolved, and education has to evolve, okay? And all components of education feed into competitiveness, okay? And education is the bedrock of competitiveness in whichever market that you look at. And a lot of universities, how do they contribute to competitiveness? Looking more at the quality of teaching nowadays. This is in the Teaching Excellence Framework rankings, that actually how a university teaches is really important. More widely, how does it motivate students? How did we get student engagement? What is the quality of research, a more traditional measure? The quality of networks and links and their international output, the international outlook. All of these are important measures in competitiveness of universities. And we have to look to this broad range that we're looking at, and for contribution to education. And if you look at the, as we've put PISA rankings, we've put competitiveness rankings, and we've put best ranked education for countries, a lot of the same countries, if they're competitive, they will have a good education system. It's very difficult to be competitive without. And we do notice that a lot of countries with good education systems are not very big. They're small countries, not necessarily with huge natural resources. But, you know, Finland, Denmark, Netherlands, Singapore, Japan, there's a lot of countries with, which are quite small, who've done things in their own way. And it really shows that if you can actually build up what they do, which is build education, engage with business, engage with new technologies, adapt programs to suit students. And a country like Finland has done a lot of this, and they get so many visitors each year to actually look at how they do their education system. and how they have become a competitive country on this focusing on engagement and focusing on their market for students. Okay. What will I learn? How will I learn? Is very important. That with the online future that we have, it's actually quite difficult to see us going back. And universities, this is a picture of my old university in the UK, where the old building's still there, but the new conference centres embracing the technological age. Okay. What we're saying here very briefly is that we need hubs of knowledge, and we need networks more than ever. And this is the subject of our research, that how we're looking at universities as knowledge hubs. Okay. Many comments that I've heard from students both saying, well, you know, we can get information on the internet. Do we need universities? What do we need to do to learn? But on the other hand, people are saying, students, well, I respect my teacher. I've learned so much. The first time I actually opened that case study, this is an actual comment from a student here. She said, it really opened my eyes. Thank you for encouraging me to do it. Okay. And the role that we play in both pre-COVID and post-COVID in actually engaging students, getting their attention, building groups, providing more visualized learning, doing something for that lonely student at home. Okay, it's very important in our education system. That's what students need. Okay, and from supply side, from the teachers, working online, more preparation, more visual learning, really having to think much more about exactly how we teach, and the platforms that we use are going to be part of this digital transformation. Okay, and engagement with business is key. Okay, we do this a lot at CAMED for both building the functional skills that students need and determining what those skills are going to be, and also actually building expectations as to what sort of jobs people would like to be in. And life skills as well as functional skills are going to be particularly important. Okay. And career path skills, learning to say, what is it like to be successful? What does success actually mean? What do I want to achieve? I think all these things we have to build into our courses, and the part of our research is how we are doing that. So really, to be affiliated to a great institution is a good thing. And I'm saying that we need networks and hubs more than ever, okay? And research is changing too. Research requires more people. Many of the research that was done 150 years ago by individuals, we need big teams now, okay? And I think that we want to encourage students to think about who they are, who they're not, what they would really like to be. And this role of universities, a very holistic role, is the area that I feel strongly about, and I am looking at as part of the research. How universities is assessed is a major issue, and how we educate, how we contribute to knowledge. Okay, and my point here is that I think that I will have to go on to my final slide. I think that we are going to be competitive if we have good education systems and good universities, undertaking ever more focused but also diverse roles in teaching research, both as hubs and both as networks. And this will contribute to knowledge. And I think it's important to look at the way that teaching has changed, not only from online, from classroom teaching and back to classroom teaching, but the more holistic education, including both life skills and functional skills. That's the subject of the research. I hope very much that that's a tiny overview, and I think it is probably time to stop the session now because it's time for a break. But thanks so much to everybody. We've had 6 presentations there. I think we've done a huge amount. All I'd like to say is that we're all around for questions and would like to promote the debate.